Hello everyone, this is Deka and welcome to another GeoGuessr video. Let's get straight into it. Today, unfortunately, I don't have my microphone, so excuse the bad audio quality, but let's just play the beginner map again. And let's try to practice and see how well we can do. So, this is, I'll just make the audio a little bit more quiet. This is like, first thought, Africa. But it might not be. Actually, this round pole, it's usually like in Ecuador, so I think let's try Ecuador. Yeah, I was right. It was indeed Ecuador. And also today I'm trying a new way to cool my laptop, so maybe it's not going to be as laggy today as usual. And that's an interesting looking map, green looking map. But this looks like Jordan, honestly, or it looks like Israel, so I think we're going to go in Israel. And it was indeed Israel. Oh, I put it in Lebanon, sorry. Because we saw the yellow license plate, and Israel usually has yellow license plates. Now, if we look at this, what is this? 120. I don't think that's kilometers, right? Or it could be, actually. I think that's 120 kilometers. What does it say? Ahora. Interesting. So I think that's Spanish, right? I think that's Spanish, and the signs from behind, I don't know. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I think we're going to do this video without moving, so I think I see a bollard over there. Whoa! So that looks like the Lithuanian bollard, but Ahora... No, but actually it's not a Lithuanian bollard, it's the Spanish bollard. I think we're in Spain. Put it in Spain, and it was indeed in Spain. It was on the French border. Whoa, this looks very whimsical. Looks like Lord of the Rings. Looks like Lord of the Rings, and that pole, it looks like the French pole, so I think we're gonna go to France. It was indeed France. Very good results so far. Where is this? Where is this? We don't see the car, but we see the pole. It's another ladder pole, so it could be France, it could be Spain. If we look at the terrain looks more Spanish than French, but honestly, if I see the pole over there, that's not a pole, this is the pole. Oh man, the rocks looks a little bit Spanish, so I think I'm gonna go Spain, and it was indeed Spain. Ladder poles in Spain as well. And that's a really good score for us, I think. So this kind of pole, I don't know where this kind of pole is. It looks very unique and it looks very recognizable, but unfortunately, I do not know where that is. Also this, yeah, looks very interesting. Also, maybe the stop sign tells us where we are. Okay, so the stop sign tells us that we're in Turkey, and yeah, oh, there's like a bugs on the camera or whatever, so this is kind of difficult for us, kind of difficult to tell where we are. It's similar looking electricity poles like last time, but the line is yellow middle line, no outer lines, and it's kind of like it's kind of hard to tell where we are. If we look at the sun is in the east. That means we're probably in the northern hemisphere. The terrain looks flat. I don't see any mountains. Yeah, there's no mountains. Maybe what is that in the distance there? That's just a forest and trees. There's no mountains. Yeah, I don't see any mountains. But this looks like the United States, or it could be like Mexico, I think. But could be like yeah. Or actually could be Central America, could be South America, could be many places. So I think I'm just going to put it in Arizona in the United States. And it was indeed South America. It was Argentina. Double concrete pole. This double rounded concrete pole connected by a concrete ring is almost exclusive to Argentina. Similar ones can be occasionally found in Bolivia, but the landscape will be vastly different. Okay, that's nice to know. Now this one, again, it's a yellow line in the middle, two lines actually. On the left it's a white line, and on the right it's another dashed white line, but let's see. Oh, the black. Oh, I forgot where it was. I think it was like Argentina. Let's try Argentina. It was Brazil. Brazil, black back of signs. Yeah, black of signs. I forgot where it was. I thought it was Argentina, but it was in fact Brazil. If we look here, it looks like the United Kingdom actually, kind of. No, we see some red. We see a red sign on the left side, and well, the rounded ones, I think the rounded ones are usually in Denmark, so I think I'm gonna try Denmark, but I'm not too confident. It might be wrong. Let's see. Yeah, I was wrong. Oh, Isle of Man. That was really interesting. Isle of Man. the little red sign on the left in UK looking buildings is Isle of Man. So this sign is yellow. I've never seen a sign post that was painted yellow before. This is a really cool looking tree. I wonder how old it is, but I can't recognize where it is. Also the lines on the road, I've never seen lines like this before. It looks like Africa. I think it looks like African terrain. It looks like African terrain, but can't be too sure. But I think it is indeed Africa, so I think I'm gonna put it in Namibia somewhere. Might be wrong, and it was not Namibia, it was Australia. Yellow signposts are specific to Western Australia. Okay, so only in Western Australia do they have those signposts. These things on the, I forgot what it's called, but I've never seen them before. Also, the terrain looks very unique and interesting. There's some mountains in the back. They look like Peruvian mountains, so let's try Peru. And it was indeed Peru, black, yellow stripes. Black and yellow stripes on guardrails are common throughout Peru. Similar striped guardrails can also be found in Bolivia, but to differentiate them, they check out the stripe. Peru uses a black stripe and Bolivia features a yellow one. Okay, let's see. Let's see. This looks like Europe. I think this is definitely Europe. If we look at this car, we can see the license plate and we see the bollard. This is a very clearly Polish bollard, so we're going to put it in Poland. Yeah. Now this one, this is, what is this? Asbestos roof? Is it asbestos? No, it's not. It's a tiled roof. Okay. But this one is asbestos though. And this, well, the pole is very curvy. And then in the distance there we see it's not a ladder pole, it's a very thin pole. That's a ladder pole over there though, so I think it might be France. So let's just try France. It was indeed France. There was a blue sticker on the pole, but I didn't see it before. And this one, we already had this one. I think it was Turkey last time, right? Oh no, but here the car with the red sticker on the back, that means it's Ghana usually, right? We are indeed in Ghana. The red sticker on the back is indicative of Ghana, and here we have yellow license plates. Usually in South America, yellow license plates are only in Cambodia, Cambodia, Colombia. Sorry, they're growing something here. It looks like corn, growing corn. And what does the sign say? Gradiše. And we see a sign that has two languages, one written in Cyrillic, the other one written in Latin, so I think it's Bulgaria. Yeah, Bulgaria has signs like that. Then this one, I think, where could this be? So we see mountains in the back. It could be, the camera's not low, is it? Right, the camera's not low. The road is not too good quality. The quality on the road is not too good. And this looks like Cyrillic a little bit. It looks like Cyrillic a little bit. I don't know if we're in southern Europe somewhere. It could be southern Europe, but honestly it could be anywhere. If we look at the sun is in the southwestern side, a little bit to the southwest. So where could we be? I think we are like in Greece or something, close to Greece, or like here. I'm gonna put it here, and we were indeed close to Greece. I wanted to go Bulgaria again, but I was doubting myself because we had Bulgaria last time, and maybe I should not doubt myself in the future. This looks like Southeast Asia, could be Vietnam. It looks pretty Vietnamese to me, honestly, and it looks pretty Vietnamese, pretty mountainous. If it is Vietnam, it's northern Vietnam, but it could be any other country like Indonesia, or it could be the Philippines, but I think it's Vietnam. I'm going to put it in Vietnam, and I was indeed correct. Wow, I got the guess right, but what's my hint? Vietnam bollards. These are the main bollards that are found in Vietnam. They can occasionally include yellow reflectors. They can very rarely have a blue instead of red top, but I don't think I've seen any bollards there, but it's okay. It looks like South America, but interesting road markings. I've never seen it before. Interesting road markings. We got a little bit of lag, but hopefully it's nothing major. Speed limit. Is this the United States? It's the American speed limit sign. It could be the United States, but honestly it doesn't look like the United States. It looks more like an island, so island climate, tropical climate. So I think if it is part of the United States, it's Hawaii. And it was Northern Marina Island. Unique car. What does the car look like? The entire Google car is blurred, but an antenna at the front right can be seen. It will still be noticeably closer to the car than in the other countries with a similar car. You can confuse it with Puerto Rico and Guam. Okay. I see. So this is clearly Africa, and I forgot which African country has this, but there's an escorting car behind us, and I think that usually means that we're in Nigeria. Police escort car usually happens in Nigeria, but there is another country where that happened also. This looks like either, I don't see any bollards. If this were Iceland, we usually would have a lot of bollards, so I think this is Greenland, and it was Norway. Norway, long yellow orange middle lines. I didn't see any middle lines on the road, but I guess it was correct. And I could guess that it was a Scandinavian country, but I couldn't guess which one it was. This country uses, I think, kilometers, and the 8 sign over there. The sun is in the southeast, so we're in the northern hemisphere. This looks like a Spanish pedestrian crossing sign, so I'm just going to put my guess in Spain, and that was correct. I think we're getting most of our guesses correct in this video. This looks like a southern European country. They do have a blue thing on the left there, a blue little thing. All the cars seem to have it, so it is in the European Union. It is in the European Union, but this one, I don't see any text in here. It could be Lithuania, it could be, oh wait, yeah, it is actually Latvia, so we see Iela. Iela means a street in Latvian. Kaminu Iela, it's actually my home country. So we're gonna put it somewhere over here. I'm not sure where it is exactly, but it was in Ventspils. But yeah, Iela means street in Latvian. And now this looks like a South American terrain, I think. But a lot of cacti. It could be Mexico. It could be any other country. It could be Peru, I think. But this one, I think they said the light, I don't know, I'm just gonna go Mexico, and I was completely wrong. There was a light that was found in Greece, and we had it in this game, in this video earlier, but I didn't recognize it, unfortunately. This looks super cool. Also super scary driving here, because if there's like bad weather conditions, the car can just go off the edge, which is super scary. But I think this climate is indicative of like Southeast Asia, but we see the red license plate. I think it's Bhutan, so I'm going to put it in Bhutan. It was indeed Bhutan. Bhutan has red license plates on most cars, I think. And here we are not in Europe. And if we look at the text, halten wir zusammen. So this car doesn't have a European license plate, but it uses German, I think, right? So what country uses German, the German language, but it's not in the European Union? And this one doesn't have a European Union license plates either. The bollards look very German, so I think it could be Luxembourg or Germany, but I don't know why they don't have the European license plate. So it's Switzerland, and Switzerland I didn't know, but Switzerland doesn't have European license plates? That's very strange to me. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to look into that, but probably not gonna do that because I'm gonna forget after. So this looks like Southeast Asia, looks like Indonesia to me, or it could be Philippines or Malaysia, but I think I'm just gonna go with Indonesia, and I was pretty close, but I was Thailand. The climate, the weather is pretty similar between the two. Here we can see it's pretty clearly Europe, but I see the bollard. The bollard is not very indicative of where we are here. Oh, but actually, no, I'm mistaken. I thought it's Europe, but actually it's Iceland, I think, because this is the Icelandic bollard, but I might be wrong, actually. This is the first time Iceland doesn't look like Iceland. Usually they have like the very recognizable terrain, but here it doesn't look like that. Yeah, I was tricked. So that was a yellow bollard that looks like the Icelandic bollard. It was in Uruguay, but yeah, like I said, the terrain didn't look very Icelandic. Uruguay white bollards and stone barriers. These white bollards with one side often painted yellow and stone barriers are specific to Uruguay. Okay, now this one, I see the little reflector on there, but it's red. In Spain, I think they usually have red reflectors. And here we see this bollard, which is also found in like south here somewhere. So I think it could be like Serbia or something, or Montenegro. I think I'm gonna go Montenegro, but it was Croatia. Croatia, it's like a little bit close to here. Croatia, I see. So this one is Portugal, I think. That kind of bollard, you see it in Portugal, and it was indeed in Portugal. I'm finally able to recognize the Portuguese bollards. Gilberto Barreto. I think and they're selling bamboo. If I look at the language one more time, medical oxygen, they use English, and another language, I think English and Tagalog usually can be found together in the Philippines. So I'm going to go the Philippines, and that was indeed the correct guess. Yellow and white lines, so they can be found in the Philippines. Also, the roads are made of concrete. Now this looks like the UK or Ireland. And when I look at this, it's not part of the European Union. I think it's pretty clearly Ireland. And it was Isle of Man again. When I looked at the car, it didn't see the left red license plate. I didn't see the red license plate, so I didn't think it was Ireland. But here we have Croatia again, I'm pretty sure. No, actually it's not Croatia, I think it's Greece. That's the Greek bollard, and it is indeed the Greek bollard. And here we can see this is very recognizable, but I already forgot where it was. So I think it might be Turkey. I'm not so sure, but actually let's look at the sun. The sun is in the northwest, and Turkey is so that means this is in the southern hemisphere. It could be Argentina. I think it could be Argentina, but it's not. It's Australia. Those types of bollards. Oh, this is very beautiful. I think this is in Europe somewhere. It could be Canada, honestly, but there's nothing we can use here except for the terrain. It looks pretty flat. The terrain looks interesting. I mean, there's a little bit of hills. The terrain looks very green, so it's like, I think it's Canada. The water looks so blue. I'm just gonna go Canada, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna go here, but no, it's Norway. Long outer lines, so that was the main indicator there. I wasn't able to recognize it. This blue, I don't know, it looks very indicative of something, but I'm not able to recognize that blue. And the blue bollards, I don't recognize them either. So, but the houses there, they look Danish or they look Norwegian, so I think we're in Scandinavia somewhere, so I'm just gonna go Norway. I think it's Norway, but it was Sweden, in fact. Sweden in blue and yellow chevrons, like the flag, the color of the Swedish flag. Sweden is the only country in Europe whose chevrons have yellow arrows on a blue background. I didn't know that, but it's very easy to memorize because they're the same color as the Swedish flag, blue and yellow. While very rare, yellow and blue chevrons also exist in Luxembourg, I see. So keep Luxembourg in mind, but I'm probably gonna forget, like I said earlier. These things are too difficult to memorize right away. You have to do it through repetition. This looks like Japan, honestly, but it could be also Taiwan, I think, but let's try to read this. I think it's Japan. It looks more Japanese, like the terrain looks more Japanese. I put it in Hokkaido. Low cam, yeah, you can tell where you are based on the low cam, and this looks like the Peruvian terrain. Peruvian terrain over here somewhere. No, it was not even close. United Arab Emirates, silver car. If you have vibes, other clues that you are in the Middle East and you have silver car in Gen 3, that means you can only be in the United Arab Emirates. And this is Mexico, because Mexico has the thick sign. Yeah, it is. It has the thicker arrow, the thick black arrow, and this is a Muslim country, but where specifically in the Muslim country we are is yet to be seen. And they have blue license plates in this country, which I'm not familiar with. I'm not able to. Oh, but it says Bank of Africa, so we're not in the Middle East. We're in Africa somewhere. So I think it might be like somewhere over here. It might be Botswana, I think. No, it was not. Senegal uses blue license plates. I didn't know. Blue license plates in Africa are unique to Senegal. Sometimes you might find license plates that look like standard Europe license plates. Interesting. So the blue on the left, and it is Africa. That's usually Senegal. Another interesting place. It looks very dry, but also stuff growing, not glowing. So what language do they use? Probably Spanish, right? En panel sandwich. Sandwich panel and panel sandwich. Interesting. Cheap tiles from, okay, so they use the ladder poles. They have a stop, so they use English and Spanish. So I think maybe it could be like Central America, but the weather, the terrain is kind of dry. I'm not so sure. It could be Mexico here somewhere. It was not Spain. I didn't know they use English on signs in Spain. These electricity poles, pretty interesting looking, but I don't know if I can recognize them. I probably can't. This car looks like it's escorting us. It looks like Africa. It looks like an African country, but I'm not so sure. I'm just gonna put it like in here somewhere, Rwanda. And it was Tunisia. A light green Toyota or dark green Mazda was escorting the Google car throughout most of the Tunisian coverage. I see. Well, this is pretty clearly Iceland, I think, right? It's pretty indicative of Iceland. The terrain, honestly, now I'm not so sure. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so this looks like Icelandic terrain, but it's not Icelandic terrain. It's somewhere else. Where could we be? I think maybe it could be South America. Maybe if we look at the sun, we can find the sun. The sun is in the northeast, so I think we are in the northern no, southern hemisphere. So I think we're in here somewhere in Argentina, and we were indeed close to the Patagonia Mountains, but we were not in Argentina, we were in Chile. So this one looks pretty Middle Eastern, I think. The car, what does the car tell us? And there's a sign in the distance there, Zona Militar. Oh, it's a military zone, so I think it might be actually, I think it might be Mauritania. Because I know, oh wow, it's not. Peru, concrete blocks. Signs with concrete blocks at the bottom are unique to Peru and South America. Okay, so let's go here, and we're in European country, and kind of hard to differentiate them, but here this is a pretty unique looking cross pole, and I haven't seen it before, and I can't, the bollard is knocked over, so I think maybe this is like Slovenia. I'm gonna go Slovenia and see if we're correct, but it was not. It was Serbia. Serbian bollards might look like Australia Slovenian bollards, but reflector will be always off center. And let's play again. This round was not that good, but this is Southeast Asia. Looks like Vietnam, could be also other places, not just Vietnam, could be like Thailand, but these mountains, I'm not so sure where we are, but I think it's Vietnam. I'm gonna guess Vietnam. It could be northern Vietnam. It was pretty close. Well, actually not that close. It was Bhutan. These blocks, you can find them in Bhutan. Now here, this looks like the United Kingdom. I'm not even gonna move. I think this is indeed the United Kingdom. Put it close to Manchester, but it was actually closer to London than to Manchester. The license plates are indicative of the United Kingdom, and here we're in an Icelandic country, so I think this might be Greenland actually. I don't think it's Norway, although it could be Norway, but it could be Greenland as well. Yes, it was Greenland. I knew, like so many times in this video I tried to guess Greenland, but this time it was indeed Greenland, but before it was not. Greenland vibes. Coverage in Greenland was taken with many different vehicles. Architecture and landscape look very similar all over Greenland, but it's hard to put it into words, but it's pretty recognizable. That's why I included it in this map. Okay, now this one. Kilometers, and a kilometer sign, they said, I think it means like we're in Mexico or something. Try Mexico, but no, kilometer sign is in Brazil. Gotta remember that. The blue kilometer sign is in Brazil. This looks like Asia again, could be Sri Lanka, could be another, but it says UC. Okay, UC. The truck right there, it looks like a very Indian looking. It could be India, could be, oh man, could be India, could be Bhutan. Oh man, I don't know where we are. That text over there, I don't know. We have a lot of mountains, so I think it could be Bhutan again. I think it could be Bhutan again, so let's try Bhutan. Or it could be Nepal, honestly. I think it's like Nepal. Let's go Nepal. Let's try. But I was right the first time. It was Bhutan. It was not Nepal, it was Bhutan. I didn't see the red license plates here, where we are here. Hostel, Menu del Dia, Comida Sincera. I mean, that's pretty clearly Spanish. They have a European license plate. All the cars have a European license plate. So do you think this is Spain? It might be Spain. They have a lot of lines on the pedestrian crossing sign, so I think it is indeed Spain. Yeah, it was indeed Spain. And this country, we have concrete blocks. It could be Thailand. I think the concrete road is Thailand, specific to Thailand in this region. Yeah, I didn't think it was the Philippines. The vibes didn't look like they were Filipino vibes. This is Luxembourg, not Germany, because you can look at the bollard. The German bollard has 2 nails, and the Luxembourg bollard has 3 nails, and it's pretty indicative of Luxembourg, I think. Yeah, that is indeed the case. In Lipno, it's I think it's a Slavic-speaking country, so I think it could be Poland, but Poland usually has really long names, I think, but it could be Poland, but I don't know. I'm just gonna put it in Poland, but I think I'm gonna be wrong, and it was indeed Poland, so I see the sign, it is Polish. This is the hump that is indicative of Singapore. This is Singapore most of the time. And here, next one, let's go next, and let's see. So this terrain looks pretty interesting, looks pretty unique. I'm not able to recognize it right away. I'm trying to find the sun. I can't find the sun, so I think it could be like, look at those mountains over there. That's beautiful. But I'm not able to recognize where we are. I think like it looks kind of like Mongolia a little bit, but it's not Mongolia. We see the car, a little bit of red over there, some red things in the car. But the outer yellow line, it's pretty like, I don't know, like is that some water? The poles, I don't know where we are. I don't know where we are, but the mountains look like American mountains. So I think we could be like in Argentina or Canada or the United States actually. But the lines on the road don't look like the United States lines, so I think we're gonna go Argentina. It was not Argentina, it was Lesotho. One of the best ways to identify Lesotho is by its characteristic Lesotho mountains. These mountains are bare and treeless, often with tabletop-like shapes and recognizable horizontal rocky ridgelines. You can confirm it's Lesotho by the white back of the Google car, driving on the left, yellow outer lines, and the sun is in the north. Interesting, I forgot to check the sun. This is an American flag, so I think we're gonna put it in America and I think it's in the south. Yeah, we put it in the central or like, yeah, I thought it's like gonna be Texas, but it was actually Kansas. But somehow I managed to put it pretty close, so I think, well, this is Kenya. You can see the snorkel on the car. Kenya is like the only country that has this Google car, I think, so I'm gonna put it in Kenya. Yeah, the Google snorkel car is in Kenya. And this rock, I think they said these kinds of rocks, you see them in Bhutan often, so I think this is indeed Bhutan. Put them in Bhutan. Yeah. Yeah, correct. I didn't even see those kinds of buildings, I just saw the rocks. This looks like the terrain. Oh, whoa, look at the yellow. So I already forgot, we already had this yellow before, but I think I already forgot. Yellow painted signs. Was it in... Man, I don't remember. Was it Argentina? I don't think it was. Was it Argentina? I could look at the sun. If we look at the sun is in the west. It's not in the... Oh, so it's Turkey, right? Turkey? Are they gonna say that Turkey has yellow painted signs? I didn't know. No, it's not. Western region of America. I looked at the sun. The sun was of no use. I wasn't able to tell that we're in the southern hemisphere, but this is the Singaporean flag. A lot of houses in Singapore put up the Singaporean flag. So, just go Singapore. And let's see. This is yellow license plates. I think we're in Africa. Moo. And yeah, I think we're somewhere in Africa, or it could be Brazil. It could be Brazil. I'm just gonna go Brazil. I think fits the vibe of Brazil more, but I think it was Uganda. Yeah. And this one was like this was Serbia. I think it was Serbia. Yeah, indeed, it was indeed Serbia. The bollard was Serbian, and this is Southeast Asia. This is Southeast Asia, and look at the dog peeing. Okay, so I think the people, they look, well, there's a car behind us. The people look Indonesian a little bit, I think. I think it's Indonesia, but I was wrong. It was Sri Lanka. Okay, I was totally wrong. This one, I think this is the last one in this round. So let's see the yellow and interesting. I don't see the license plate from here. Octagonal pole. I think I see the octagonal pole. So I think they said the octagonal pole. You see that in Mexico. So I'm just gonna try going to Mexico, and it was not. It was Thailand. Okay, so we're gonna view our results. 9,000, not that good, but I think we did pretty well before in this video. So now I think it's time to do the daily. Let's do the daily now, and then let's see what kind of score we can get. We only have 21 minutes left until we can, 21 minutes left, so we can finish the daily, and let's see. So this looks like Europe. We see the European license plate. The man, interesting looking man over here, he looks funny. 5 lines on the pedestrian crossing sign. The pedestrian sign is a indicator, but here I'm not able to recognize it. Putor. Horgaspoli, and what the other signs say, Piroska. They have a website over there, but I think I'm not gonna move. Muscavi, SKI, Otomese. Like this looks like a Slavic language, I think. So it's like a Slavic speaking European country, but I'm not able to recognize it right now. Slavic speaking country. So I think it looks like Czech or something. Czech, Prague. Slovakia. I think it's like Slovakia. Go Slovakia, and it was pretty close. It was Hungary. The pedestrian crossing sign. Hungarian pedestrian crossing signs have a walking figure with a belt low on the body crossing 5 zebra stripes. Okay, that's the first thing that I noticed, but I didn't know where we are. And this is a nice thing. There's like a football lesson going on there. But this looks like surprisingly Scandinavian, or like it looks Scandinavian. The yellow lines on the outside, I think it looks Scandinavian, or like the United Kingdom, for sale. So I think it's English, right? So I think I'm able to recognize English. So I think it's like Ireland. I think it's Ireland. Yeah, it was Northern Ireland. I put it in the wrong one, but it was the right island. Okay, so this one is somewhere in the southern hemisphere, but I think it's in Africa. And there's a car escorting us. I think that car is following us. So I think this is like, I don't know. I think it might be like no, it's not South Africa, honestly, but I'm not so sure. I'm gonna put it in Namibia, but it was Botswana. Elevation: most of Botswana is flat. Hills appear mainly in 2 areas with some isolated outcrops. Okay, so there's a car. Ooh, and these bollards, I've never seen them before, so this is South America. And there's red soil, and these kinds of bollards. Whoa, that's a really unique looking bollard. So I think I'm just gonna put it in Brazil because whoa, what? It's not? It's Southeast Asia? It's Malaysia? White center lines, 2-lane roads often feature double white center lines. Malaysia is the only Southeast Asian country that does this. Malaysia is the only Southeast Asian country that has 2-lane road often featuring double lane center lines. Wow, that's really crazy. It didn't look like Malaysia at all to me. But look, this is pho. And this is a Vietnamese flag, pretty indicative. But this, if you see pho, that's like the national dish of Vietnam. So I think it's Vietnam, and I think it's like northern Vietnam, close to Hanoi, but it could be the south, actually. Yeah, it was actually close to Saigon. Close to Saigon, not the north at all. But that was all the guesses for the daily, and I think that's it for today's video. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you